So you just discovered LED jump ropes and you're unsure which one to get. You don't know if you should get the jump rope 200 or if you should get the jump rope 80. Today we're going to dive in as to which rope is best for you and explain to you the key differences between them. I've been posting a lot on social media using this rope, and my number one question is, where'd you get that rope? And the short answer is that I got it from Ignis Pixel. And if you want to get yours, I do have a coupon code and it's just RHYTHM. You can get a 5% discount. You'll see that there's actually two options. The jump rope 200 is called the jump rope 200 because that's the amount of pixels that rope has. The jump rope 80, same thing, that's the amount of pixels that it has, as 80 pixels. So what does this mean for the image? It means that the jump rope 80 still produces very good quality images, but it's not going to be nearly as sharp or as defined as the jump rope 200. I've literally uploaded to the jump rope 200 very detailed patterns, very detailed faces, and it picks it up really well. You're definitely able to see the patterns very clearly when I'm jumping, when I'm doing rope manipulation, when I'm just flowing around. Now the jump rope 80, it's not going to be as clear, but it still does the job and it still looks fantastic. Now they always range because there's always different promotions going on. For the jump rope 80, I've seen that range anywhere from $300, that's its full retail price, but I have seen it marked down all the way down to $197. And again, you can use my code and that'll make it even cheaper. For the 200, generally they can be anywhere from $450. I've seen them as low as $382. That is generally the range that you're looking at. Obviously that's a pretty decent jump, but we're gonna explore why that might be worth it for you and why it might not be. Let's go over the physical differences. You'll see this here is the jump rope 80, this is the jump rope 200. Already you can tell that there's a pretty noticeable thickness difference, and you can also tell that the jump rope 200 is a lot thinner than the jump rope 80, and the jump rope 80 holds more of a round shape. Now what does that mean for the jump rope? Well, the thinner the rope, the easier it is to do what's called manipulation. Manipulation is just how you control the rope without jumping it. A big surprise for people who are just getting into jump rope is that there are a lot of tricks out there where you don't need to jump at all, and that's kind of one of the fun parts with jump rope, which is why I prefer the jump rope 200 because it's a lot more flexible. Now if you look at the jump rope 80 here, it doesn't flex very much. This means if you wanted to wrap it around your arm, it's not going to do that very well. You don't want to squeeze them into small circles. This is truly as small as you should make it if you're packing it away. Now if you look at the jump rope 200, it can go a little bit smaller, although I don't recommend it. It's a good way to mess it up, but you can see it flexes a lot better than the other rope, which means you can wrap it around your body, your arms, wherever a lot easier. So this means that those tricks are a lot more in reach, and it can also give you more versatility with what kind of flow you're doing. Another physical difference you'll notice between these ropes is that the jump rope 200 has two control panels. Not only that, it also has two charging ports. This means that you do have to charge both sides of the rope in order to use it. Also, if you're uploading images to the app, it means it's going to take twice as long as well. Now, why does this have two control panels and why does it have two charging ports? By having two control panels, it means that if one side of the rope breaks, instead of replacing the entire strip like you would have to for the jump rope 80, this one you would only have to replace half the rope. Or even if something goes wrong with the control panel, you only have to replace one versus the entire thing. Another difference is that the jump rope 80 only has one button. This side does not have the control panel, but this side does. Versus the jump rope 200 has 3 buttons per panel. This actually has a lot more functions, so you can do like show mode, you can turn it on with a button, you can switch settings just with the up arrow or the down arrow. There's a lot of different things you can do, and it just makes it easier to switch through designs. The jump rope 80, you do have to rely a little bit more on the app, but you're still able to use it without the app if you wanted to. Next, we're going to be talking about battery life. The jump rope 200 can last you way longer than the jump rope 80, twice as long, because it has a 1000 milliamp battery versus the jump rope 80 has a 500 milliamp battery. If you have this on highest brightness and you use it consistently, I found that it lasts me maybe 30 minutes to 45 minutes with the jump rope 200. I know with the jump rope 80, it maybe lasts me 20 minutes on the highest brightness. You don't really need to use the highest brightness though. If you use it on the lowest brightness, you can last maybe a couple hours. So it really just depends what you're using it for and the conditions you're doing it in. The jump rope 80 does not come with these long handles. Long handles are a personal preference for me. It comes with very small handles, and given the different materials from PVC straight to this like 3D printed plastic, it's really hard to control the rope with the smaller handles. The longer handles give a little bit more weight, so it's a little bit easier to control. The jump rope 200 does come with the longer handles. Those handles look like this, and I haven't gone around to it yet, but I definitely recommend putting some grip on here. I usually use baseball grip, or sometimes I'll use tennis rack grip. Hockey stick grip also works. Personal preference, but the reason is if you're flowing for a while, you're gonna get sweaty, and this material is really easy to just slip. Next, we're going to be talking about where these ropes are similar. They all take USB-C, so they're actually really quick to charge. Generally, I don't need to charge them for any longer than 20 to 30 minutes. The Jump Rope 80 is going to be quicker to charge. Jump Rope 200 has 2 charging ports, so you do need to charge both sides individually. If you charge them at the same time, great, but if you only have one charger, it's going to take you twice as long. Both use the Ignis Pixel app. The Ignis Pixel app is really fantastic. It has a really easy interface for really anyone to use, and you're also able to upload any image that you like. If you want it to show up well, you have to be picky about which images you upload. With the Jump Rope 80, because there's only one control panel and because there's a lot less pixels, it's a lot quicker to upload images. Now, if you're uploading images to the Jump Rope 200, it takes sometimes as short as 30 seconds to as long as 3 minutes. It really just depends how high quality of an image you're uploading to the rope. If you're updating the firmware on your rope, make sure you're plugging it in. The rope will turn off, and then once it's turned off, it can't update. So you have to plug it in to make sure that it gets updated. That took me a good minute to figure out. Something really important about these ropes as well, do not get them in contact with water. I feel like that goes without saying, but I'm gonna say it anyway because you definitely should not be using this if it's raining, if it just recently rained, if it's damp, there's a puddle nearby. Refrain from using it. They can do a lot and they're fantastic, and it's honestly the best rope in the market for an LED rope in terms of what it's capable of. You will not see other ropes that are able to do what this rope can do, but with that being said, it's still very fragile. So just be careful with it, care for it. With both these ropes, you'll notice that the number one spot where it's going to get damaged is going to be the center. For obvious reasons, the center is going to be getting the most damage because that's where it hits the most. Something gets disconnected and it could mess up the image, and sometimes it'll mess up the entire side. That is just something to keep in mind. Again, that is why you want to be really careful about where you jump rope. I don't recommend jump roping with this rope on asphalt or cement. I do it. Now, this isn't going to happen with the Jump Rope 80 as much as it will happen with the Jump Rope 200. This part right here, I have had this part break and snap before. There's ways to actually help prevent these common things from happening to your rope, and it's simply by just putting see-through tape around this part here and putting some tape in the center as well. Is it gonna save it completely? No, but sometimes that extra barrier can make a big difference on the longevity of your rope. I do also want to mention that Ignis Pixel does offer a really awesome warranty. They want you to be satisfied with your purchase. How the warranty works is that you get a free repair. All you have to pay for is the shipping to its location, which unfortunately is in Estonia. So if you're in the States, it's not the cheapest thing to get shipped there and back. So just keep that in mind. But they do cover the repair itself, and they'll cover it anywhere between the first 20,000 jumps or the first 6 months since the day of purchase. That's really cool. There's not many other companies that offer that kind of warranty. I definitely think that's pretty awesome. If you're getting into flow arts, and if you already are part of the flow arts community, you'll know that most flow props are pretty expensive. They already are anywhere from hundreds to sometimes thousands of dollars. Having access to a flow prop this cool for only a couple $100s, even for like the best one out there, is actually really not that bad. If you decide to buy any of these ropes, please feel free to reach out if you need help in terms of like how to use the rope, tricks to do, any of that. Like I said, I've been jump roping for nearly 2 decades, so I definitely know a thing or two, and I feel like I can help out. I hope this covered all the little ins and outs about which rope you should get. If you're just looking to jump rope with it, I really think the Jump Rope 80 is a perfect fit for you. If you're a beginner, please get a normal jump rope first. But if you're just full sending it, start out with the Jump Rope 80, especially if you're just looking to jump rope with it. Now, if you're looking to do more manipulation and more tricky stuff, I would suggest the Jump Rope 200. Also, if battery life and image quality is a huge factor for you, the extra $100 to $200 is definitely worth investing for the Jump Rope 200. I think that about covers it. I hope I did well here. I tried my best, and again, I'm very passionate about jump roping. I'm very passionate about these ropes, and I want to thank Ignis Pixel for letting me be a partner with them and for truly letting me express myself in a way that I never thought possible. Thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate all the love and support, and I hope to be creating more content for you guys soon. Bye guys.